So, do any of you know that I like Star Wars? Yeah, I've been a fan of Star Wars for like almost my whole life. But as much as I'd love to talk about the classics, I'm instead here to talk about an obscure Star Wars video game that I think some Star Wars fans outside of the hardcore or those who watch Angry Video Game Nerd aren't really aware of. Now, since it's May the 4th, and because I specialize in reviewing mostly obscure media, I think it's perfect for me to review Star Wars on the Famicom, which was released by Namco of all companies back in 1987, exclusively in Japan, on this very special episode of The Import Show. You know, this kinda reminds me of the time when Konami made a pretty decent King Kong game for Famicom. But anyways, unlike Batman for example, Star Wars has been somewhat popular in Japan since the very beginning. Definitely nowhere near as popular over here, but still pretty well known over there. Now I assume because of that, it might have been the reason why Namco decided to get the rights to make a Star Wars game, because it surely would have been an easy success for the company, right? So Star Wars on Famicom starts off pretty similar to the movie, with the Namco logo parodying the old Fox logo, the opening title crawl, and the shot of the rebels trying to escape the Empire. Now the game itself starts off with Luke Skywalker finding out about Princess Leia in this cutscene that I can't read, but it doesn't really matter if you've seen the movie. So the game itself is a 2D side-scroller where you play as a black-haired Luke Skywalker going around attacking these guys, sand people, and birds with your lightsaber, despite the fact that Luke doesn't get a lightsaber until much later in the film. Like, come on, the f***ing Angry Birds game got this right. I mean, this already looks like a pretty fun game, you know? Pretty good graphics and a decent 8-bit rendition of the music from the movie. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. Wait, what the hell? Yeah, this game isn't exactly known for being easy, because it's quite literally the exact opposite of easy. One hit and you're dead. 3 lives and no continues. Hell, there's no passwords either, which means that you gotta play this whole game all over again. And this gets so goddamn annoying and frustrating very fast. Like, come on, I've already seen the intro, and you're telling me I have to keep watching it over and over again without being able to skip? It's kinda like that one Transformers game on Famicom, or Alex Kidd in Miracle World, a game I genuinely don't like at all. Now, apparently this game was actually inspired by Alex Kidd, and yikes, that alone is what killed any chances of me actually liking this game. Because since the game is inspired by Alex Kidd, that means cheap and unfair one-hit deaths. Like, why are there no health bars in this game? Anyways, your goal is to rescue R2-D2 from the Jawas, and after killing and dodging enemies and sinkholes, you end up in the sandcrawler where you fight Darth Vader? Like, this early in the game? But if you know about this game, then you already know that Darth Vader is actually Darth Scorpion. In fact, there's multiple Vaders in this game who all happen to be shapeshifters, for some reason. Now, Darth Scorpion itself feels very unfair, because of the one-hit kills obviously, but another reason is because you need to quickly move away or else you're dead. The only problem is that moving after swinging your lightsaber feels so delayed, and yet the game expects me to have 1 millisecond reflexes, so it's a guarantee that you'll probably lose a life. Anyways, you rescue R2-D2 and you move on to the second level, where you get to ride the Land Speeder. Now this part is awesome because you're completely invincible to enemies and stormtroopers firing at you. Except you're not invincible at all. Because if you dare touch anything that isn't an enemy, you'll lose the Land Speeder, which means that you'll have to deal with all these enemies. At this point, I was ready to give up, because I just couldn't take it anymore since I already wasted most of my lives on the Scorpion, and I have to keep replaying the game over and over again. So honestly, why bother? but I honestly don't think a Jedi would give up on this game this easily. So I continued playing where I was able to somewhat easily beat the Scorpion and master the land speeder, because all you need to do is build up enough speed and jump twice at certain parts in the level, and bam! You just crash right into the cantina and immediately leave with the Falcon taking off. No cutscene or anything happening between Luke crashing into the bar and heading off to rescue Leia. Now this is the part where you get to pilot the Falcon and blast some TIE fighters, while trying not to get hit before moving on to the Death Star. Wait, what's this? Are they like getting gas or something? Wait, what the f is this? It's Luke Skywalker on an ancient Egyptian planet. Maybe this was in one of the special editions of the movie. Anyways, this was the part of the game where I officially gave up, because I was just sick and tired of replaying the same fucking levels all over again. Honestly, I'm not even missing out anyways, because all you do is travel around rejected Alex Kidd levels and rescue characters like Obi-Wan, C-3PO, and Princess Leia. One last thing I'll mention is that you can
choose the Force
and select various force powers that are super limited, as well as being able to switch to a blaster, instead of using that dinky little lightsaber that only kills an enemy if you're super close and very precise. Yeah, this game straight up f***ing sucks. I really wanted to like this game, but because of how unfair, tedious, annoying, and painful this game was, it made me downright hate it. In fact, I think this game is worse than LEGO Force Awakens. And that's saying something because LEGO Force Awakens was just a mediocre cash grab, while this on the other hand had potential to sit alongside good Japanese exclusive license games like King Kong 2 and Super Back to the Future 2. But nope, the fine folks at Namco had to f*** everything up by making an unfair, tedious, and frustrating game that also makes up shit that never happened in the movie. Honestly, I think I'd have a better time watching The Phantom Menace or insert bad Star Wars media instead of playing this game ever again.